Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope everyone is keeping fine and safe. So, as you know, we are discussing RBI Grade B Officers Examination Phase 2 questions, which will be relevant to you all. So, I'm sure that you have watched the previous videos. If not, you can refer to the previous ones that other questions have been discussed. And in this video, we will be discussing from question number 31. Now, the question that we have for question number 31 is, when coefficient of skewness is 0, the distribution is J-shaped, U-shaped, symmetrical, L-shaped, or none of this. Now, if you are thorough with the coefficient of skewness or the concept of skewness, you might know that the coefficient of skewness is a measure of symmetry of a distribution. For symmetric distributions, the coefficient of skewness is always 0, right? So the correct answer is symmetrical, which is option number 3. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 32. The headquarters of World Bank is in Manila, Washington, D.C., New York, Geneva, none of these. Now, we all have studied this in a basic of class 8, 9, 10 within those classes. So the World Bank is an international financial institution that provides loans and various other financial facilities to the developing countries for programs and various needs that they require. The World Bank's headquarters is located in Washington, D.C. So the correct answer is option number 2, which is Washington, D.C. Next, moving on to question number 33. The UNO or United Nations Organization has the maximum dues on India, Mexico, USA, Japan, or none of this. Question number 33. See, basically, UNO has been giving a lot of loans to USA. Okay, so India, Mexico, Japan has already been taking money from it, but USA has been the maximum one. Maximum dues are on it. The current payment structure for the UN regular budgetary dues sets that maximum, which is the 22% and the minimum of 0.001% rates for all the nations based on their ability to pay. And the US pays the maximum rate and the negotiated several reductions in this rate over time, most notably from 25%, and it varies actually from 25 to 22%. The assessment rate is primarily determined by GNP or the gross national product, and since the USA has one of the highest of its in the world, its due assessments are higher than those of the other member states. So that is why the correct option is option number 3, which is the USA. The logic behind this, it's related to the GNP, right? Next, moving on to question number 32, 34, sorry. The basic feature of oligopoly is many sellers. Then we have only one seller, a few sellers, infinite sellers, or none of this, right? So basically, what is oligopoly? Right? Oligopoly, one of the main criteria or the characteristics of oligopoly market is few sellers offering similar or identical products because of the few sellers. Because of these few sellers, the key feature of oligopoly is the tension between the corporation and self-interest, right? So accordingly, I will say oligopoly, when the market is associated with a few number of sellers, it's not one seller or it's not infinite number of sellers, it's only one seller, few sellers, sorry, not one or not infinite. So the correct answer to this is option number 3, that is a few sellers. Next, moving to question number 35, assertion. A, job evaluation facilitates framing a suitable incentive system of workers. And reason, the R is incentive can be rationally based on time saying by workers on a particular job, which can rightly be known from job evaluation. Now the codes that are given are both A and R are true, and R is the correct answer and a correct explanation of A. Next, number 2 is both A and R are true, and R is not the correct explanation of A. 3A is true, but R is false. Number 4, A is false, but R is true. And number 5, both A and R are false. Now, there is a thorough explanation that needs to be given for this answer. If you follow this question, see assertion and reason. See, an effective performance evaluation system serves as a foundation for framing suitable incentive system or pay for a worker, right? Now, job evaluation is a process where jobs are placed in a rank order, right? According to overall demands placed upon a job holder. It therefore always provides a basis for a fair and orderly grading structure. Job evaluation does not determine actual pay. It is a separate operation in total, normally the subject of negotiation between the management and the employees or the trade union representatives are basically important there. Only the job evaluated, not only the job evaluated, not the person doing it, is a technique of job analysis assessment and comparison, and it is considered or compared with the demands of the job, such as the experience and the responsibility required to carry out this job. And it is not considered with the total volume of work, the number of people or the number of people required to do it, the scheduling of the work, or the ability of the job holder or not. The time involved in the production of commodities can be viewed from, basically there might be very angles, but three I can discuss right now. The time allotted to complete some work, the time taken to complete the work, and the time saved to complete that particular work. In a bonus system, if we talk about the bonus system, the calculation of the bonus is on the basis of the time saved, which can be known from job evaluation, and the money value of this calculation is given to the worker. This is the incentive in the bonus system. So after such a lot of discussion, you can understand very well that assertion is correct. That is, job evaluation facilitates framing a suitable incentive system of workers. But R is false, which is incentive can be rationally based on a time saving by workers on a particular job, which can rightly be known as job evaluation. So I'll come to the conclusion that in question number 35, 4 is the correct answer. That is, A is false and but R is true. As I told you that job evaluation means, or the bonus required given to this is based on the time saved. Okay, so question number 35 correct answer is 4. That is, A is false but R is true. Next, moving on to question number 36. Match the following. We have on one side list 1 and the other side we have list 2, that is Fiol, Simon, Shannon, Wiener, Grapevine. In list 2 we have Grapevine, then we have Cybernetics, Gangplank or Noise. Right? This is what we have in list 1 and 2. So the correct codes for this A, B, C, D have been already discussed. So let's come to the detailed discussion. That is Fiol. Fiol is associated with Gangplank. Okay? We can say that Fiol is related to Gangplank. That is Henry Fiol. Okay? Henry Fiol proposed a Gangplank mechanism, which is a horizontal communication system, basically, to bridge the communication gap between the individuals and the departments. Next, we have Simon. Simon is related to Grapevine. Okay, this is also a part of communication. According to Herbert Simon, that was his full name, Herbert Simon, an informal condition of communication made created by the social relations like friendship and competitiveness. The phenomena of informal communication has been acknowledged as the Grapevine process of communication, which creates a system of relationships in an organization which is different from the formal or the strict communication system that we have in an organization. Next, coming to Shannon. Shannon is related to noise. Okay, let's see how. In information theory, the noisy channel coding theorem, sometimes called the Shannon's theorem, establishes that for any given degree of noise contamination of a communication channel, it is possible to communicate discrete data, digital information, nearly error-free up to a computable maximum rate through the channel. Okay, And if I talk about winner is left with only one option, that is cybernetics. Cybernetics was defined in the 20th century by Norbert Wiener. Okay? He said that the scientific study of control and communication in the animal and the machine. Okay. So accordingly, if we discriminate, then Fiol is related to gangplank, Simon was related to Simon was related to informal conduction of communication, and then we had Shannon related to the noisy channel. Simon was related to grapevine, Shannon to noise, and Wiener to cybernetics. So accordingly, we have, I think, option number 2 is the correct answer, which is A has 3, B as 1, C as 4, and D as 2. That is the correct option. That is 36th answer will be option number 2. Now moving on to question number 37. Excess capacity is not found under monopoly, monopolistic competition, perfect competition, oligopoly, none of this. Now, in the long term or in the long run, there is no excess capacity in perfect competition. Free entry, which results in the competitive firms producing at the point where average total is minimized, is the efficient scale of the firm. For monopolistic competition, in the long run, there is no excess capacity as the output is less than the efficient scale of perfect competition. So accordingly, we have perfect competition as the correct answer. That is option number 3. Excess capacity is not found under perfect competition. Next, moving on to question number 38. In an indifference map, higher indifference curve shows the some lower level of satisfaction, the optimum level of satisfaction, the higher level of satisfaction, levels of satisfaction among which the consumer is indifferent or none of this. Now, see, all consumers strive to maximize their utility. That is, we try to get as much of satisfaction as we can get. The consumer scale of preference is derived by means of indifference mapping. That this is a set of indifference curves which ranks the preferences of the consumer. Getting to indifference curve, which is farthest from the farthest from the origin, gives the highest total utility. Then, although the goal of the consumer is maximization of satisfaction or to maximize his or want satisfaction, the means of achieving the goal is not clear. Higher indifference curve not only gives higher satisfaction, but also are more expensive also. Accordingly, the higher level of satisfaction will be the correct answer. That is option number 3, higher level of satisfaction. Next, moving on to question number 39. We have matching here. Match the following various combinations of two commodities that a consumer can purchase. Number B, we have various combinations of two commodities that can give consumer equal satisfaction. Number C, a set of indifference curves. Number D, point of tangency of a budget line and an indifference curve. We have list 2 is indifference map, indifference curve, budget line, consumers equilibrium. Now coming to the fourth. A, which is various combinations of two commodities. Okay, this is basically budget line. No, this will not be budget line. A various combination of two commodities that a consumer can purchase, right? A, yes, it will be budget line. Okay. Next, coming to B, various combinations of two commodities that give consumer equal satisfaction. That is indifference curve. We all know the definition of indifference curve, so that will be this. Next, moving on to a set of indifference curves. Now, this is the one that is indifference map, and D is left with only one option, that is for consumers equilibrium. Now, if you ask me the details of it, I can explain. See, What is this changing of time utilization that is related to a budget line? Various combinations of two commodities that a consumer can purchase. If you talk about this, see, a budget line, or what is a budget line? It is a price line that will represent the various combinations of two goods which can be purchased with a given money income and assumed prices of goods, provided those are fixed. Next, we have consumer scale of preference, which is derived by means of indifference mapping. Right? That is a set of indifference curves which ranks the preferences of the consumer. And in the words of Watson, when the consumer is in equilibrium, the highest attainable indifference curve is tangent to a budget line. So then accordingly, I can say option number 4 is the correct one. That is A tallies with 3, B tallies with 2, C with 1, and D with 4. Right? I think this was quite a complex one to solve, but going through the details, yes, it is not that very complex, but yes, it is answerable. Next, moving on to question number 40. Which of the following creates time utility? Framer, carpenter, trader, or a driver? See, who creates time utility? What is time utility? Changing the time utilization creates time utility. It is derived by storing the commodity from the time of production or the procurement to the time of consumption. Okay. If I start giving an example, storing of apples or other fruits in the cold storage in the off season to take advantage of rise in the prices is an instance of time utility. Traders do this job so as to their activity, and it's also called production. So production will be at ease. So this is time utility. When the fruits are available in a particular season, they store it in excess so that they can utilize it in the other seasons where the fruits are not available. So that is called time utility. So who does it? Not a farmer. This will be farmer, not a farmer, not a carpenter, not a trader, neither a driver. So it will be a trader. Okay? So the correct answer is trader or a businessman. So I have given you answers from 31 to 40 in this video. In the next videos, I'll come up with the other questions that are relevant, next set of questions. I hope it was quite understandable, and do keep watching the previous videos and the next ones that are coming also to keep in touch with the next questions that will be discussed. So I hope you have understood everything. So thank you for hearing. Stay happy, stay safe. Thank you.